Hello everybody and welcome back to Isolation Interviews, exclusive to Outnews Global with me, Rob Harkavy. Now today I am joined by a truly wonderful actor. Last year alone she lit up our screens in EastEnders, Marcella and Gangs of London, and a couple of years before that she officially broke the lesbian internet with her scene-stealing turn as Fran in the web series Different for Girls. Now together with photographer Ian Clark, who's also joining us, she's just issued an incredible set of provocative and gender-busting images. So let's dive straight in and give a massive Outnews Global welcome to the lesbian legend that is the incomparable Victoria Broom. Hello.
Hello. What an introduction. That's amazing. Hello. Hi.
Good to have you both here. Now, the first question to you first, Victoria, is the same question that pretty much everyone gets. How has lockdown been for you?
Nice, actually. It's starting to get on my nerves a bit now, but it's actually been quite nice. You know, I had the dog, I had the garden, I had a really kind of, all external pressures and stress just kind of stopped. It took a while for me to get into the swing of my new kind of routine, because before lockdown happened, I was really busy. I started a new TV show for BBC Studios and Clerkenwell Films, and it stopped halfway through. So I was like, okay, I don't really know what to do now. So I got really into fitness and really into outdoor cycling. So it's been quite nice, actually. I'm looking forward to getting back on set, which is happening hopefully next week. So
I'm sure that's going to be great. But I do feel sorry for all the continuity people on all these productions in movies and TVs that are picking up. I mean, you are as slim as ever, but I mean, there must be people out there who've been sitting at home for 6 months eating Cadbury's Dairy Milk, and then they've got to go back on 4 stone heavier than they were before. But, you know, there's
well, I did start to think about that. I was thinking, oh God, have I built like muscle now? Do I look quite different? I don't. I look the same. I saw a picture, I look the same. It's all good. It's all good.
So it's not unusual for actors to release a set of photographs, but that's usually to do with either your spotlight entry or promoting a sort of production. But this is very, very different. So can you tell us about the photo shoot and what inspired you to release it?
Yes. So I've worked with Ian before, who's an amazing photographer. I mean, as you've seen in the images, he's incredible. And he just captures moments that I wouldn't have even thought about, and especially with regards to lights as well, and lighting. But the reason I did the photo shoot, I've wanted to do this type of as you say, like gender busting, breaking out of barriers and boxes as a queer woman for quite a long time. And I think because I maybe look a certain way and therefore am perceived a certain way, people put you into a particular box because of how you look. And I wanted to break that down, because I actually feel and present as being very feminine, but also I feel very, very masculine. And I know a lot of women, and especially queer women, also do. You're comfortable 1 minute in a dress, in heels, and wanting to kind of almost glamour up, I guess. But also you're confident not being that. And that's okay. And I wanted to make this selection of images and a series of images to say that's okay to explore all sides of your gender and your sexuality as a queer woman. And I think that women, especially queer women, their gender and sexuality is always put into a box. And I'm just trying to break those boxes down and break out of those boxes.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
that's why I wanted to do it.
yeah, and that's interesting. So if I can bring Ian in on this, I mean, accepting what Victoria says, nonetheless, she is a very slim, petite, pretty young woman. So how do you get the camera to tell that story when you're faced with a very sort of femme-looking subject like Victoria?
I think there was kind of two sort of roles that Victoria was playing. There was the kind of the more masculine side of her personality, and it was just kind of the different lighting. So there's ones where, and also Victoria's physicality changed, so that kind of helped capture, and then lighting. Yeah, was a big part of that. But yeah, I think ultimately it was Victoria kind of exploring those personalities within herself, and then just capturing that, and kind of seeing those moments, that she was kind of embodying those parts of her personality.
Is there a very, very long conversation then that goes on between you before the shoot, or do you just perhaps just get a sort of general overview and then let the camera do its work and see what comes out?
I like to kind of not think too much about it. So it's I worked on a shoot with Victoria many moons ago, when I was just kind of first starting out, and yeah, it was kind of, that was like a completely 180 from where we were at now. But yeah, we just kind of turned up on the day. We obviously knew an outline of what we kind of wanted to go for, and then we just explored the location, and then I would see different things of light, and then Victoria would move in a certain way, and I'd be like, yeah, that's amazing, that just move, like just kind of move, and just slight movements just from like an angle, just the way the light will hit will make it look more masculine, or just kind of ways of, because I do actors headshots as well, so there's just, it's certain angles where all of a sudden, like you've got a super sharp jaw, or if you drop your chin a little, it softens it. So there's just all different ways like you can play with things.
Yeah. I mean, Victoria's got a super sharp jaw anyway. So
Yeah, like it's not a hard subject to shoot at all. Especially somebody who's so confident in front of the camera. She'll probably disagree and be like, "Oh, I hated it." But yeah, no, it's so good to work with someone who's super comfortable in themselves and able to express those sides of their personality, like, which then I think it makes for a genuine connection in the image, and I think that's why they're so striking, is because I think Victoria really believes in the images, and like she believes that, so to capture that, so you just get those awesome shots.
Sure.
Which
I mean, I
is a
suppose
pleasure.
the overarching message is what's on the inside is not the same as what's on the outside.
Yeah, don't judge a book by its cover, kind of thing.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you, Victoria, when we spoke the other day, you said that you'd never quite, or had gone through phases of feeling you had never quite been accepted as a lesbian within the queer community. And I know you've been out for more than 20 years. And I want to dig a little deeper into that. How did this lack of acceptance sort of manifest itself? What actually happened to make you feel like this?
Well, things have definitely changed now. But when I came out, I mean, again, it was 20 years ago. So we have, as a society, come farther than where we were, and with regards to acceptance and understanding. However, I remember quite a few occasions when I'd first moved to London of going to the candy bar, which I missed. I was talking about the candy bar today. The candy bar in places like First Out and places like that. And I remember turning up and just getting looked up and down and told, "Not tonight, darling." And I was like, "I'm sorry, what?" And it was because of the way that I looked. And it's very different now, because it's more people are exploring just who they want to be, and that's really what it's about. It's just exploring and being free to explore however you are comfortable. And it's interesting what Ian said about that there was kind of a change in my personality when I was wearing when I was becoming a bit more kind of masculine in the photographs. And it's because I'm very comfortable in that space. I'm very comfortable in all of the spaces of my kind of gender and sexuality as a woman. And it's okay to explore those things. And the reason that I've always wanted to do these photographs is because of that reason. There are still people now that say, yeah, but you're far too pretty to be gay. I mean, what even is that? It's what are you even saying?
I had a story just a couple of weeks ago when a very close younger relative of mine, she's 19, and her girlfriend, also 19, they've been together for a while. They are, you know, in a relationship, but they are petite and pretty and, you know, not your classical lesbian that people might think a lesbian should look like, whatever the hell that is.
I mean, what is even that? What is even that? It does, yeah.
They were refused entry to, I better not mention the name, but to a household name venue on Old Compton Street. They were simply refused entry. It's
ridiculous. I mean, it's 2020. It's like
we all do art, whatever that art is, whether it's music, painting, or in this case photography, through our own lenses. We have our own interpretations, and sometimes actually with art that can differ from the artist's intentions, and it's a philosophical matter as to whether that matters or not. But what would you like the people viewing these photographs to take away from the photo set?
Well, I've actually had quite a lot of people contacting me, quite a lot of women contact me on social media after some of the photos were posted, thanking me for showing and expressing how other women feel, that they don't want to be typecast or put into boxes. They don't want to say, oh, you look like this, so you have to behave in this way, or you don't look like this, and therefore you're not this. People are actually, and it's really sweet that I've had quite a lot of young girls, young women contact me going, this has made me feel so proud of who I am. This is that you're giving me a freedom to speak. You're making me feel that it's okay for me to just be whatever I want to be. And that's what I want people to take away from it, is that there are no boundaries to being a woman. And there are no boundaries to being a queer woman. And you can be and present and just be whatever you want to be with no judgment or rules against it. And that's that. Having these comments come through to me were just exactly the reason I did the shoot.
It's also like embody your authentic you, because then that, like, whether it's in like on a photograph or in real life, people will connect with that genuineness. And I think it's amazing that people are connecting with the images, and it's giving them permission to be themselves.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think, yeah, growing up as a queer kid, like, I think, yeah, having that permission and somebody out there in a public forum saying, this is me, this is who I am, and it's okay, like, it's cool, you do you wear whatever you want to wear, whatever makes you feel comfortable, but just do it and own it and confident, and people will gravitate to that.
I think the message is positive and the message is uplifting, and I can't think of a more appropriate way to end this. So, Ian Clark, photographer extraordinaire. Victoria Broom, one of our best loved actresses and now photographic model. I wish you both much love, luck and happiness. Thank you.